Camry, Solara, any one of these early 2000s Toyotas, rear strut removal. So first thing you're gonna have is there's gonna be your 2 bolts through here, your sway bar link, a 12 and a 10 that's gonna hold these wires on, okay? So you're gonna take the 10 and the 12 out of the side. I took this 10 out right here so I have more mobility, okay? Sway bar link would go through here, that's a 14, that's gonna come off and swing down. Your caliper is going to be over the top like this, okay? Now, the way this caliper works is there's only going to be this stud sticking out in the bottom. That's a 17. You take that off. Then you need to take the caliper and slide it off of the pin right here, and then an H socket will get that out for the hex to take that out. That will give you what you need because the caliper is going to be sticking out to here. I'll show you when we put the strut back in. The space you need to get to the 219s to take the bolts out. Once you take the bolts out, you're just going to pull forward and you'll be caught up to this point right here where it's going to drop down a little bit. Now, as you can see, those bushings hold it in, but it can drop some, which is why I pulled that harness out so you have more mobility. Then you need to come in here and flip your seats. Now, I just pulled this forward, but the pillar is going to be like that. You're going to come through and just pull. And if you look in here, there are the bolts for the strut. So there's 2 and 3 in the back right there. Move that other way. Right there. So you're gonna get in there with your wrench or your socket or whatever you think and take those bolts out, catch the strut, and then we'll put the new ones in. All right, then put one hand under there, reach over, loosen up that last one, and then when you got it loosened up, just pull it right up out of there like that. Take the other one, make sure you orientate it based off the sway bar link hole. If it doesn't have an L or an R on it, put that guy back in there, start your bolts. Left it back in there. I'm gonna hold it. I started my 3. I'm just gonna get them all cranked down roughly. I'm not gonna worry about tightening them all the way yet. Now we're gonna go ahead and put this back together and use the weight of the vehicle to tighten those top bolts. So let's work on putting everything back in. Strut, push it back a little bit, reposition it over for our knuckle, and then pick our knuckle up, put it back in there, and start putting the strut bolts back in. Now, a little tip is if it's too hard for you to physically pull it up from pushing and tension, just put a floor jack under it, about right here, and it'll... Yep, just go through and start popping your bolts in like that. Reassemble it all. You might need to push forward on this like that to get the bolts in. All right, once those are in and tight, then you're gonna put the stud with no bolt in for the brakes because the caliper's gonna have to go back in and slide over like that. So we're gonna go ahead and torque that down. And that guy over. That goes back over the pad. Bottom one with the bolt. Just your 10, 12. Start putting all that stuff back together. All right, tighten them down. Last but not least, down here, sway bar link, and then we'll go up top, drop the weight down, and tighten those 3. Just crank them down, put your panel back in, and that's it.